What's going on, everybody? Dylan here, health fitness professional for Cardinal Health at the Mansfield, Massachusetts site, and today you are watching my 3 basic lower body kettlebell exercises. All right, so first of all, what we're going to start with is a simple hip thrust, focusing on the hip flexors as well as the glutes with a little bit of hamstrings tied, and you'll see why. So you want to have what's called a static knee bend. We're going to bend the knees slightly and then don't bend them anymore throughout the exercise. You'll then hinge at the hips, push the weight through the legs to get the motion started, and then you're just going to shoot the hips straight forward while bringing that kettlebell up to about eye level. So we'll start by doing 15 reps here, then we'll move on to the next one. So you don't want to get the quads too much involved in this movement, because you want the main drivers to be the hip flexors and the glutes. So do about 5 more. And relax. The main thing you want to do is make sure you're keeping your back nice and straight. If you have to, kind of pinch those shoulder blades together, and that'll force you to keep the chest up and the eyes forward, so you're not getting any roundness of the back where you could potentially hurt yourself. All right, the next exercise is just going to be the basic kettlebell squat. You can hold this in 2 different ways. For beginners, you can hold it by the handles up against the chest like so, or you can flip it around and hold it by the heavy end up against the chest. As long as you keep it against the chest, you are going to be fine. All right, so we're widening the feet a little bit more than shoulder width apart. Turn those toes outside. And you're gonna sit back like you're sitting in a chair. Make sure you're dropping down to about 90 degrees, coming back up, and again, squeezing the glutes at the top. So we'll rep out about 15 of these. And obviously, if you're a little bit more experienced, you can use some heavier weights, or rep out a couple more reps than just 15. But for the sake of the video and just for demonstrations, we'll give you 15. And it's important to keep your elbows underneath the weight at all times, so it's not causing too much of a burden on your shoulders. The farther your elbows flare out, the more the weight is going to pull on those shoulders straight down. So make sure you're getting those elbows underneath as much as possible. Do about 3 more. And good. Go ahead and relax. And then lastly, what we're going to do is focus on a deadlift. And this isn't just a normal deadlift conventional style. This is going to be called a Romanian deadlift, focusing on mainly the hamstrings. So again, just like the hip thrust, we are going to keep a static knee bend. So slight bend in the knees here. Holding the kettlebell, I like to do knuckles touching. And then you're just going to hinge at the hips, kind of pushing that butt straight out, keeping those shoulders pinched back. So that back is nice and straight, going down as low as possible. I have really tight hamstrings, so I can't go down as low as I'd say most people can. And then of course, squeezing the glutes at the top, because we always want to get that glute activation in as much as possible. And keeping that head in a neutral position. You don't want to over flex or overextend. You want to be as comfortable as possible. So if you're doing these correctly, you should feel a pull right behind the legs here and the hamstrings, leading all the way up to the glutes whenever you squeeze them at the very top. So we'll do about 3 more. And then call it a video. Last one, and relax. Another main thing to keep in mind is to make sure you're just keeping that weight hanging at the side. You don't want to have it pull too much up at the top here. That's just more work than you need to be doing. All right, so I will post a little workout in the description below. But thank y'all for joining. Once again, my name is Dylan, health fitness professional for Cardinal Health at the Mansfield, Massachusetts site. I'll see you next time.